So distributive property, let's get this one down. Here's an example of what you use, where you use distributive property when you have multiples of a group. So for example, 2x, 3 groups of 2x plus 1. So what's crucial to your conceptual understanding of distributive property is understanding that this 3 here is not the same as 1 plus 1 plus 1. It's representing something different than 3 single units. This position in front of the parentheses actually represents the number of groups that you've got that are being added together. So let's look at something that's more familiar. In this case, we've got 12 times 2 and we've got 2 times 12. So even though they both have the same totals of 24, what they're modeling, there is a difference. 12 times 2 is modeling 12 things added together, and the things being added together are 2's. So we've got 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, and all the way we got 12 of them. So that's like somebody making $2 a day for 12 days in a row. Whereas 2 times 12 is modeling something a little bit different. 2 times 12 is modeling 2 things being added together, and in that case the things added are 12. So 12 plus 12. So you're making $12 a day for only 2 days. Totals are the same, but what you're representing or how you're getting to that total is different. The idea being that the first factor, the first number, is the group number, how many in the group. In this case 12, in this case 2. So going back to this example, what this is really saying is that we've technically got 3 things added together. There's that group number. And the things being added in this case are groups of 2x plus 1. 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1. So 12 is how many are being added. 2 is what is being added. So when we switch to distribution, like the typical distributive property kind of situation, that first number is the number of things being added, and the group is what's being added. So what this actually is 2 groups of 5x plus 1. And that is what leads us to the distribution shortcut. Because now if we collect like terms, we have got 5x and a 5x. We can collect our variable terms into 10x. And we can collect our constant terms, a positive 1 here, a positive 1 here, and we can collect those together into positive 2. Now, there's an equality then between these two phrases, these two expressions. And without having to expand out the expression and then recollect the like terms, it turns out that the sum of the two terms would be the same as multiplication. We have 2 groups of 5, which is the same as 2 times 5, which gives us 10, so 10x's. And we have 2 groups of a single unit, which is the same, which is a 2 total, which is 2 groups of a single unit, or 2 times 1, giving us a value of 2. So the distributed property is the ability to multiply your group number to each term of your group. So practicing this again. Let's look at a different example. Let's look at an example of 3 groups of 6x minus 4. So in this case, we can distribute. We will multiply our group number of 3, there's 3 groups, to each term of the group. So 3 groups of 6 x's will give us a total of 18 x's, and 3 groups of 4 negatives will give us a total of 12 negatives. And so we have negative 12, 18x minus 12. And that is the simplified version using distributive property. And if we were to do another example, let's do negative 5 groups of 2x plus 3. So in this case, we're going to take 5 groups, or the opposite of 5 groups of 2x plus 3. So the distribution works the same way. Our group number, we have negative 5 groups, or the opposite of 5 groups, times 2 x's. So negative 5 times 2 gives us negative 10x. And negative 5 times, and I'm going to include the sign in front of positive 3, negative 5 times positive 3 gives us positive 15. And that's the simplified form of that expression. Let's do another just to talk about our negative values. Let's say negative 6 groups of a negative variable minus 7. So here it's the same thing. We got our group number right here, and we're going to multiply it to the 2 terms, the negative x term and the negative 7 term. So when we distribute, negative 6 times negative x, or negative 1, negative 6 times negative 1 gives us positive 6, and negative 6 times negative 7 gives us positive 42. And there is our simplified expression after distribution. So just remember, when you're distributing, it's the group number multiplied to each term of your group. All right, have a good luck.